Hi, I'm Haley. I'm with Love, Bliss, and Coffee, and this is my very first makeup video tutorial, so be kind to me. Today I'm going to show you how to do a really great and I think pretty simple everyday look. It's going to be focused on just how to do kind of an easy, light, everyday coverage on your face and a pretty kind of eye makeup look that really only requires two colors, some liner and mascara, so it's very simple and you can wear it from day into night. You can wear it to work, you can wear it out for date night, so it's just a really great makeup tutorial to have for just an everyday look. So I'm going to start with my eyebrows because I can hardly stand looking at myself without filling them in. I use the Anastasia Beauty Genius brow kit and it's kind of a mess, so I really can't show you the kit itself, but it basically comes in a loose powder of sorts and then a brow gel, and then it comes with a little brush. So I'm going to start with that. I usually just tap some of the powder in the lid so that I can work easily with it. Get a little bit on my brush and just start brushing into my brow. As far as brows go, my biggest tip is do not fight your shape. There's no such thing as the perfect brow. Your eyebrow is going to look how your eyebrow looks because that's the way your hair grows on your eyebrow. Don't get it all combed out and like outlined like some of those really perfect eyebrows. No one's buying it. So I just try and fill in the shape so that I have just a little bit more definition in there, and once I finish them, you'll see that it just makes such a difference on your face just to have a little bit of filling in your brows. This is so important if you have blonde brows like mine, but even if you have dark brows, there's a chance that you have spottiness or places where the hair doesn't grow as well as the rest. So I encourage everybody to fill in brows. As a matter of fact, I probably will have a tutorial just on brows because I feel so strongly about them. I've tried lots of different eyebrow kits, but this Anastasia one is excellent. She sells all kinds of really great brow stuff though, so it's kind of just have to find what works best for you. Okay, so I'm going to take this brow gel. It basically just keeps the locks of the color in place. I put it on there with my fingers, and then I just comb through to give them a bit more shape. And they're done. And I feel better about looking at myself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go on to the eyes. Anybody's going to tell you that you should always start with your eyeshadow, your liner, mascara, because a lot of it will get down on your cheeks, and then if you've already done your makeup, then you've got a big old mess here. In real life, I always do my face first because it's very hard for me to really see what I want to do with my eyes until I have my face done. But for the purpose of doing the tutorial for you guys, I'm going to do it the way you're supposed to. But just know, whatever works for you. I'm going to start with some eyeshadow primer. It's the Lorac brand. I really like Lorac. I really like Urban Decay. With eye primer, I feel as though they're all pretty much going to get the job done. So, it's personal preference as far as texture and color and stuff like that. So, again, gotta find one you like best. Lorac is really great. The Sephora brand is really great too. So, okay, so I've got my eye primer on. I'm going to go ahead and get out the Too Faced Bedroom Eyes, I call it, because I don't like pronouncing that. I'm just going to focus on the two colors in here, Classic and Voulez-Vous. This palette is great. It's really, if you are a beginner in doing different makeup for the first time, if you've always just done one color, or if you've just done liner or just done mascara and you really want to branch out, this is a great palette to start with. The colors are great, but they're not overly pigmented. I like to call them foolproof. It's hard to really screw up the eye with them. It's really easy to blend out a mistake, so I recommend this. It also comes with like a little insert with some shadow ideas and inspiration. So if you're looking for a palette to start out with, this one's great. I'm going to start by putting satin sheets on. I'm going to use just a big shadow brush. I'm going to blend it from the lid all the way up into the brow. Down here in the corner, make sure I got enough on there. And it's just a really pretty shimmery color. Very light, not harsh. I really love it. Again on the other eye. Okay, so that's your first color. It's on there. On lazier days, this is a great color just to put on with like a thick eyeliner or even a cat eye. So just, that's the classic, that's Satin Sheets. Now I'm going to take another brush and do the Voulez-Vous. I'm going to put it on the brush. I always blow on the brush just to get the extra off. And then I'm just going to start rubbing that in to my crease. Now again, this color is a great color because it's dark, it's dramatic, but it's extremely workable. You can fix anything here. And so I'm even a little bit messy with it because I like the way that works out for me. So I'm blending in the crease. Now I'm going to drag it out here on the outer eye. And then I'm even going to take it and I'm going to wrap it back around and I'm going to put it in the corner of the eye as well. So basically you're seeing just a little patch of that Satin Sheets right there in the middle and then on your lid, and then this Voulez-Vous is covering a lot of the lid. It's a great color too because I feel like it's going to bring out a brown, a green, or a blue eye. And there's something about wrapping this color all the way around and having it on both corners of the eye and just leaving the pop of the Satin Sheets, the lighter color right here, that makes the eye pop. I'm not expert enough to know what that's called, but I like the way it looks. And then everything I do on the top of my eye, I drag down below. Very carefully because this can make you look tired, hungover, dark circles, but just right there along the eye, I'll take it and blend it in. Just gives you kind of that smoky look. I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other eye. Again, it's just such an easy color to work with. I mean, I've got the sun shining in my face here in this lovely bedroom of mine, and it's still not too harsh, and it's still workable. And any mistakes I make, I can just blend out. I'm a finger blender. People have specific brushes for blending, but I think my finger works. So dragging it down below, just making sure there's symmetry but along both eyes. There's a little bit. Okay, just so I can blend. You can see it's just really pretty, really flattering. Oh. And subtle and dramatic at the same time, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. That's it for shadow. Pretty simple, pretty quick. I mean, as far as my shadow techniques go, that's as simple as it gets. I'm going to go ahead and start lining. I use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencil. I'm using it in 0, just the black. I'm going to go ahead and line I like to line with the pencil pretty tight into the eyelid. But I don't just stick with the pencil. I like to smudge the line out with a brush and some black shadow. I'll show you that. So even though I line pretty tight, it's still a pretty prominent line once I blend it out. Other eye. Try not to make my ugly putting on eyeliner face. The mascara one's worse. Okay, so there's just the first line. When it comes to eyeliner, I feel like it's a very harsh line like this. It makes you look a little bit older. So I like to blend it out. And so I'm just going to use one of these little eyeliner brushes. And then my favorite black color is in the Lorac Pro palette. It's just a very nice matte black, which is what you want. You don't want too much shimmer around your eyelid as far as eyeliner. So this is a great black. Any matte black will do. So I'm going to take that, make sure I tap off the excess. And I'm just going to start kind of blending that line. Kind of accentuating and smudging out. And this is kind of where you make the look more daytime work or nighttime party or, you know, date night, is what you do with the liner. So this is kind of smudged out and pretty, and I usually take my pinky and just run it along. Do it with the other eye. Okay, so that's done. Now, I cannot, oh, I got a little bit. This is why you're supposed to put your shadow on before your face. But I cannot. I refuse to put my mascara on before the rest of my face. So we're going to save that. Sorry. Okay. So I'm making sure my fingers are all cleaned off. My little wipe here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the face. I always start out with primer. People have mixed opinions on this. Some people say that, you know, lotion's just as good, moisturizer. I think, why not use a little primer? So, I've got these forehead wrinkles, and they're right here around the eye. I like to make sure I get it in. Now, as far as concealer, I mostly use it for for the contouring and highlighting effects, but if I do have something unsightly, like I have a little bit of a blemish right here, I'll put the concealer on that before I use what I'm going to use in my face. The concealer I'm using today is just from the Natural Face palette, which is a two-face product, and just like the Bedroom Eyes was, and it's just really great. If you want an easy way to do the highlighting and contouring, this has everything you need in it, and it gives you diagrams and stuff as well. So the concealer just really works for my skin, so I'm just going to use that. Just going to tap it on there, cover it up. I don't think there's anything else I have to really too much attention on. And then I'm going to use today Clinique CC Cream. It's the Moisture Surge. It's a medium. I usually only use foundation when I'm going somewhere very special. I find that for now, CC Cream, BB Cream, tinted moisturizer really does the trick. So I have lots of them, and I use them kind of depending on the day. This has more of a matte finish, so I just feel like some days it's going to work better, it's going to cover more. So this is, I would say, medium coverage. My tinted moisturizer is more on the lighter side. So I'm going to go ahead and just rub that in with my good old fingers. Nothing fancy. This is why I just can't get behind this putting on your eyeshadow thing first, because I can't get up in there. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so putting that on. I've got a damp blender sponge, and so I'm just going to blend it in a little bit. This can't hurt. If you don't have one of these, get one. Get a real one, not a drugstore one, because I'm telling you, the drugstore ones don't work. I would tell you if they did, they don't. So go to Ulta or Sephora and get yourself a nice one. Okay, so got my coverage. I'm going to do a little bit of, I'm going to do a very simple contour and highlight. Maybe at a later date we'll go into like a really detailed one. But this is something that's, you know, in reality you can do every day. Some of those other ones, you're not, like the diagram, and you're just not going to do that every day. So this is a really simple one you can do. I have this Maybelline Shine Free concealer or foundation in a stick, and it's about 2 shades darker. I've got it in Toffee Caramel, and it's really great. It's very smooth, it's matte, and I just basically on my cheeks take it, find my cheekbone, and drag it down. Very nice. And then I just take it and I blend it out. And it provides just a really great contour down the face there. The rest of the face for contouring, I use the Bahama Mama Balm, which I really can't hold up too well because we had a little accident and it's flaked everywhere. But I've had it for about a year, so it gave me all it's got. But it's a really great matte foundation, and it's a powder. And I just take it on a brush and I start contouring around the forehead. I've got a huge forehead, so I focus on the contouring, you know, darkening that and hopefully making the space look smaller. Down the sides of the nose. Right here on my chin. And then I take it again up these cheekbones. And then usually I go ahead and, if I'm going to be showing my collarbones, I will contour in there as well. Okay. And so then, making sure this is all, it's hard to look between the mirror and the camera and show you guys what I'm doing and also not look like an idiot at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to just offer a little bit of highlights to myself. I'm going to go back to that concealer, or to that palette, and there's a Brighten right here. So I'm going to take the Brighten and I'm just going to dab it along here. And again, take this and rub it in. Also going to take it down the nose, dot a little bit up there, right here, right here. See, it's just really simple highlighting and contouring. Nothing too intense, I guess. You don't need like a degree to do this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the blush. I'm using a Smashbox blush and powder, and it's called Passion. It's a really pretty color, really good everyday color. Take that, just tap it along my cheekbones. And again, I blend that in as well. And then as I'm looking at myself, I'm thinking I can pull this together. I always do like the critical check and see, is there something that's not quite right? These just aren't symmetrical, so I'm doing a little bit of a fix on those. And then I take Benefit's Watts Up, and this is another highlighter. And I just take it and run it right here at the top of my cheekbones to catch the light right there. And then that I just rub in with my fingers. It's kind of like that Kardashian thing, I swear. They like